Odegaard might be Arsenal's leading light now, but just a few years back, he was a wonderkid the entire world had almost forgotten. So how did he do it then? How did a player who didn't exactly have the best physical attributes rise to the top? And what's the career move that changed everything for him? You see, Martin Ødegaard right now is one of the most exciting players to watch in the whole of Europe. That magical left foot, the way he dribbles, his passing, his vision, these are some of the traits that not only set him apart, but above almost every other midfielder. And the only reason why he developed these traits is the kind of football upbringing he had. He got into football at a very early age. His dad, Hans-Erik Ødegaard, was also a footballer before he retired, so yeah, it was in the kid's DNA. He joined a local sports club, Drammen Strong, before he turned 6. I guess that's what happens when your dad is an ex-footballer. But his first important step into chasing pro football came in 2009 when he joined the youth division of Strømsgodset. He was just 9 at the time. He was so good that the Norwegian Football Federation would add him to the list of local district teams' young talents who played for the Buskerud team. He had already turned 10 before he played his first game for this team. But get this, at the time, he was playing with kids 2 to 3 years older than him. The coaches knew he was special. His touches were advanced, his game IQ was well above his age, as he took decisions that even the coaches didn't see coming. Then the coaches took an interesting decision. They decided it was better to play him as a left fullback because that position exposed him to more ball touches, even while playing with and against kids that were bigger and stronger than him. So you get the point. Right from his earliest days as a baller, he was trained to depend mainly on what he could do with the ball at his feet and not about trying to go physical with other players. Sometimes, the coach lets him play as an attacker, and anytime they give him this role, they also give him enough freedom to be daring and unpredictable up front. At 14, he'd become a mainstay in his team's junior team, a team meant for kids aged 17 to 19. He also played in the 5th tier of Norwegian senior football with the team's 3rd team. This guy was on a roll, rising through the ranks at the speed of light. He was a magician with the ball at his feet. He knew that he would not be able to go physical with other kids around, and luckily for him, he had coaches that also understood this and made him an absolute beast with the ball at his feet. 2014 rolled in, and Strømsgodset decided Ødegaard was good enough to train with the first team. Just when he thought he was playing with older and bigger kids, he gets moved to the first team. And just so you know, he was 15 at the time. On the 13th of April that same year, he made history. He became the youngest player to ever play in the Tippeligaen. And 4 months after this, he broke the same record for the Norwegian national team. 27th of August, senior team football, Norway versus the UAE. Ødegaard balled, making him the youngest player to play for Norway at senior level. He was so impressive that he got called up to the country's Euro 2016 qualifying games against Malta and Bulgaria, with him making an appearance against Bulgaria. You can already imagine, Ødegaard was having a good time. Years of playing against guys bigger than him were finally paying off. He ended the year as one of, if not Norway's brightest talents, but began the next year as a player for the biggest team in the world. January 2015, Real Madrid came knocking. You see, Ødegaard was already a global sensation. He even got the opportunity to train with other big European sides. But when the biggest team in the world slides in with a contract, you almost can't say no. For $3 million, the Norwegian joined the Spanish giants. Suddenly, his teammates are guys like Sergio Ramos, Karim Benzema, and the man himself, Cristiano Ronaldo. Ødegaard was living the dream, but things don't always do as we expect. Real Madrid announced that the young kid would not only train with the main team, but also have to train with the team's reserves, Real Madrid Castilla. And let's be real here, there's no way Ødegaard was breaking into that Real Madrid squad. This was a lineup with guys like Kroos, Modric, and Isco as midfielders. A 16-year-old with zero experience in Europe's top flight isn't needed here. It was pretty obvious. Ødegaard's place was with the reserve team, and this is where things got interesting. Ødegaard played matches with the reserve team, but wasn't always available for training. He'd rather train with the main team, and of course, this is what anybody would do. But anyway, this caused issues between him, the coach of the reserve team, which was Zidane at the time, and other staff. In April that year, he got dropped from Castilla. A couple of days after he got dropped, Carlo Ancelotti included him in the main team's squad for a La Liga clash against UD Almeria, but did not feature in the game. He finally got game time with the main team on the 23rd of May as he came on for Cristiano Ronaldo in the 58th minute against Getafe. Once again, making history as the youngest player to ever play for Real Madrid's main team. He was just 16 at the time, and that was the only time he would play for the main team that season. The Portuguese star had this to say about the midfielder. Arrived, and nothing much changed. Odegaard was back to Castilla while still training with the main team. But this time, he was more instrumental to the reserve team. At the end of the season, Madrid took a big decision. They knew Odegaard wasn't making it to the senior team soon, and they wanted him to get main league action, so they loaned him out. 10th of January 2017, Odegaard joined Dutch side SC Heerenveen on an 18-month loan. He spent 2 seasons here, and his time here had twists and turns. His first season with his new team was straight up below expectations. First 7 games with the team, and the best he could manage was a goal and an assist. It was only a matter of time before he got sent back to the bench. This was a guy that was loaned here so he could get main team action. Now, he's back on the bench. But things turned around in the 2017-18 season. He picked up his form, became a regular starter in the team, played more intelligently and beautifully, and ended the season with 2 goals and 1 assist. As the season came to an end, so did his contract with the Dutch side. He flew back to Spain to continue his journey with Real Madrid, but the Spanish side didn't want him just yet. They loaned him back to the Netherlands, but this time not to SC Heerenveen, but to SBV Vitesse. Here he truly excelled, and with 11 goals and 12 assists at the end of the season, was voted the Player of the Year by the fans. It looked like he was finally getting his rhythm, but it was just a loan, and at the end of the season he returned to Spain. He was just 21 and had finally made a name for himself in the Netherlands. Back in Spain, the fans were hyped to see him fly with Madrid's white. But they didn't get that because once again Madrid decided he wasn't good enough yet and loaned him out again. But this time they decided to keep him real close. 5th of July 2019, they loaned him to another club in Spain, Real Sociedad, with an option to either recall him or extend the loan at the end of the season. On the 25th of August, Real Sociedad versus Mallorca, he scored his first La Liga goal and it came in clutch because it was the only goal of the match. And the next time he scored, it was in September, and it came against one of the Spanish superpowers, Atletico Madrid. His performance that night was outstanding. Fans called him the man of the match. That same month, he won the La Liga Player of the Month award. He was finally shining in one of Europe's biggest leagues. Everyone knew he was on his way to becoming world-class. But we know if there's anybody Ødegaard needed to impress, it was Real Madrid, and he sure did. February 2020, his side clashed with Real Madrid in the Copa del Rey quarter-final, and he scored a goal to help eliminate his parent club. Of course Real Madrid took him back at the end of the season, and we saw him represent Los Blancos in the league game of the 2020-21 season. On the 25th of November, he made his UCL debut for the Whites against Inter. It was one to remember as Madrid won the game 2-0. But even back in Madrid, as a more respected player, things were not going smoothly. He still wasn't a starter, and for a player that has spent recent years as starters in different teams, he wasn't going to settle for this. As soon as the winter transfer window opened, he joined English giants Arsenal for the remainder of the season. He was happy to leave, and Arsenal were delighted to have him. He was a super talented young player. He perfectly fit into their style of play. Arsenal's boss, Mikel Arteta, was confident that the Norwegian would provide attacking options for the team. That banger goal against Olympiacos in the Europa League round of 16 proved the manager right. He ended his first season with Arsenal with 2 goals and 2 assists. For a midfielder who joined halfway into the season, that's not bad at all. And at the start of the 2021-22 season, Arsenal made Ødegaard a permanent player, and they did with just 35 million. For a player with that much quality and potential, that's an absolute bargain. His first goal of that season came against Burnley, and it was a free kick goal. Ødegaard was already feeling all settled in and comfortable. He played without any form of pressure. His passes, dribbles, vision, it was all magic. He became one of the best playmakers in England. He ended the season with 7 goals and 4 assists. But for this guy, it wasn't just about the numbers. The way he controlled the game for Arsenal was a beauty. He quickly became one of the team's most important players, and at the start of the next season, Arteta awarded him the captainship role, and the previous captains, Aubameyang and Lacazette, left. And ever since then, it's been bangers after bangers. Right now, he's leading Arsenal into the next phase, a squad that absolutely dominates. They've been phenomenal this season, crushing everyone that comes their way. But we know one thing, it all revolves around Odegaard. He is the ideal playmaker. Watching him play gives us flashbacks to the legendary Mesut Ozil. His directness, the way he always creates chances for the attackers, and his incredible work rate put him right up there among the best. But one thing that really made him special to watch is how he made everything look easy. His techniques are crazy good, and it all dates back to his early years playing football. He started at a physical disadvantage, and because of that had to focus on polishing his technique. He wasn't going to run faster than older kids, he wasn't going to win aerial duels, and he definitely wasn't going to let himself get body checked by older and bigger boys. He learned to play precisely, safely, and most importantly, take really quick and smart decisions on the play, and this is what we currently see in his game. He recently led Arsenal to do the unimaginable and knock Real Madrid out of the UEFA Champions League. And not just that, but absolutely dominate the Spanish side in the process. 3-0 at home, and even stealing a win in the return leg at the Bernabeu. No one saw that coming. Odegaard silencing Madrid's midfield? Whoever thought the day would come? But can Odegaard go all the way? Can he lead Arsenal to win the first UEFA Champions League? Let me know what you think in the comments. And that's all for this video. Drop a like if you haven't already and smash that subscribe button to Matchday Moments so you don't miss our upcoming videos.